Welcome to the Lesson 18 preview exercises for college algebra. All right, so we're going to start with a simple equation and we're going to solve it for y. So I want to get the y by itself, so I'll start by subtracting 9 from both sides. So I have 4y equals x minus 9. And then divide both sides by 4. So I have y equals x minus 9 over 4. The concept of an inverse may be more familiar to you than you realize. That's what we're going to talk about in today's lesson. Many actions from our everyday life can be undone or reversed. For example, how would you describe the inverse or undoing of putting on your sock, followed by putting on your shoe, followed by tying your shoe? To undo that action, you need to reverse the steps that you did them, right? So first you put on your sock, second you put on your shoe, third you tie your shoe. To undo those actions, the first thing you have to do is untie your shoe, right? The last thing you did in the action is the first thing you have to undo. Okay, so then you go in reverse order. Once you untie your shoe, you can take your shoe off. And once your shoe is off, you can take off your sock. So you have to undo, you have to do your actions in the reverse order that you did them. Similar to undoing everyday life processes, an inverse operation in mathematics involves the idea of one operation undoing or reversing what was done by a previous operation. So if you start with the number 2, and then you multiply by 3, you get 6. And then if you divide by 3, you end with the number 2. Right? So multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3, those are inverse operations. Okay, let's continue this undoing or reversing idea and find the inverse of the following. Subtract 1 from x and multiply the result by 3. So you're going to start with x. First thing you do is you subtract 1 from it. Multiply the result by 3. So you get 3 times x minus 1. To undo, right, you have to undo in the reverse order. So the first thing you would do is divide by 3. So you have 3 times x minus 1 is what you start with. Then you have to divide by 3 to get the 3's to go away, right? Because the last thing we did in the actions was multiply by 3. So the first undo action we have to do is divide by 3. And then you add 1. We have x minus 1, add 1 to undo the subtracting 1, and you end with x.